Well, hello. Welcome to the second day of school for the 2020-21 school year. At least that's what my calendar says. But as I look around the parking lot here at Allen D. Nease High School, I don't see very many cars. There's not a whole lot going on here. You know what that means? We're still in the midst of COVID-19. Welcome to 10 with Tom on this Tuesday morning. Yeah, we are in a new school year, but things haven't changed a whole lot. I think back to when this all began. We started with basically a 1-week extension of spring break, and we thought, well, that would be it. Well, then it was a couple more weeks, and then pretty soon it was the rest of the 9 weeks of the school year. But surely by the time school starts, we'll be back to normal. Well, here we are, the second day of school, and there's still nothing. We're still almost 3 weeks away from the beginning of the school year. We're hearing reports that other schools that have opened are already closing again. We've got friends in other states who they're going to be online until January. We have no idea what this year is going to do. So here we go again. But we know that education is going to continue. You're going to continue moving forward. And that's the important thing in our lives, that we keep moving forward as we go through this unusual time in our history. And so all of you that are a part of it, hang in there, keep working forward, keep moving forward, and we're going to get it all figured out at some point. Remember, God is still in control, in spite of all the things that seem so out of control right now. I hope you had a chance on Sunday to be with us either in person or online to hear Will Harris's message. What a great message on the concept of wrestling with God and wrestling with some of the difficult questions that we have along the way as we build our faith. One of the questions is, God, why are we going through this now? And we don't know the answer, but God does. And God sees the big picture, and He's working things in this whole situation that can have a great benefit to us at the end. We can't see it now, but by faith we keep moving forward with Him. And so I hope you get a chance to listen to that message. It's available on the Village Church Facebook page. It's available on YouTube. I think it's on the church page. I think it's also on Will's personal YouTube channel. And so make sure you check that out if you haven't done that. Gotta say, after the first service on Sunday, somebody came up to me and they said, boy, you must be so proud of what Will did and the young man that he's become. And, being proud of him would mean that I had a whole lot to do with it, and I'm not sure that's true. I think there's a whole lot more to it. Maybe I was one of the ingredients in there, but yeah, I am proud of Will. I'm proud of the young man he's become, the leader he's become, the pastor he's going to be, the lives he's going to impact. But Will didn't get there by accident. He didn't get there by luck. He didn't get there just because he hung out with me. Obviously, that didn't happen. But I want to point out some things today that may help all of us have a better understanding of how a young person gets to be from a shy 6th grader to a bold leader for Christ. And as I start today, I want to point out at the beginning, first of all, Will has parents who were all in on their faith. From the time Will began coming to the Village Church after joining the scout troop, his parents were with him almost every Sunday morning for church. I can't remember hardly any that they missed unless they were traveling out of town somewhere or if someone was sick. Will was part of the NJROTC program here at Nease, and a lot of times they would have meets that would go late into the night, and he would get home, after midnight, and yet every Sunday morning, Will was in church. So it was a priority for his family. You also had the situation where there was consistency built in. Will was consistent. He was there on Sunday mornings. He was there on Sunday nights. He was a leader in his scout troop. When he made commitments, they meant something to him. And so that is so important. So being a part of a family who makes church a priority, who makes their faith a priority, and then being consistent and sticking it out, even when it might not be convenient or easy, that goes a long way toward molding a young leader for Christ. Another thing about Will was his willingness through the years to take some risks.
when I first came to the Village Church, we jumped into missions work, and we went on mission trips, and we did a lot of things. And then it kind of waned for a couple of years. But Will was one of those at the very beginning who got us involved in new ventures. Will was part of our first group to ever go to Camp Susquehanna up in Pennsylvania. And some of the things that we learned at camp and the experiences we had on that trip helped to mold Will into the young man that he is. And you know, you look at things around the church today, we have a Gaga pit because of our first trip to Camp Susquehanna. Chase Evans, another one of our Eagle Scouts, was on that Susquehanna trip, and he came back and brought that idea and made that his Eagle Scout project. Will was also a part of our first venture into missions after our break. Will and Nick Doolin were the only two to sign up for a mission trip to Orlando. But even though there were only the two of them, and there wasn't going to be all the great big fun experiences, they made it happen, and they grew immensely during that time, and it established just a joy and a thirst for missions that has characterized his life. Will was part of our first confirmation class at the Village Church, and so he was a part of that new thing that we were doing at the church. And so he took a risk there, and not only did he join the church, but he took his vows very seriously, that he was doing he was taking his faith seriously, and those promises he made to serve the Lord and to serve the church, he's made that a part of his life. He's followed through on that. Of course, Will was an Eagle Scout. Being an Eagle Scout takes commitment. It takes a lot of hard work, and he worked through that, and he became the church's very first Eagle Scout. Then he also made a commitment to strengthen his faith academically. You know, you're faced when you graduate from high school with a myriad of choices. Going into the workforce, going into the military, going to hundreds of different colleges that are out there. But Will chose very early that he wanted to go to a Christian school where he could build his faith as well as find a strong academic program. And he was able to find both at Southeastern University. It was a great fit for Will. And so he grew in his faith. He grew academically, and while he was at SEU, he got himself planted in a church, which is one of the biggest things I can encourage all graduating seniors. When you go off to college or when you go somewhere new, find a church, find a fellowship group that you can plug into so you're continuing to reinforce your faith as you grow. So he got involved in a local church. He got involved in ministry programs there, continuing to strengthen his faith. He also interned for the Village Church. You know, we've got an internship program that many people have been involved with through the years, and so it's a chance to grow in faith and leadership opportunities, and it's had an impact on many students already. And that's something that may be something that you want to take advantage of at some point after you graduate and you're in college. Will also worked for group mission trips and really blossomed in his leadership skills while he was working in Orlando for group. And we had the chance to work with Will, and I had a chance to serve Will and work with Will as part of his team for one of our weeks in Orlando. And so through all of those experiences, Will's faith has continued to grow. And Will is going to continue. He's in seminary now. He's got 2 of his 3 years in. He's going to finish seminary. He's going to be an incredible pastor and an incredible leader, and he's going to lead countless others to Christ and encourage them in those same ways. And so I hope that not only you watch Will from a distance, but you get involved with Will, and that you find a way to build your faith, not just resting on Will's faith, but learning the lessons that he's learned. Follow through with some of those things and allow him to share some of the mistakes he's made along the way and the lessons he's learned from those. You know, it's a lifelong experience. Church isn't something where you go through confirmation and you're done. Church isn't something we do part-time. Our faith needs to be a full-time effort. And so I hope you'll remember that and put that in as we begin a school year, whether it's, you know, in 3 weeks or whether it gets pushed back and we're back to online for a while. But when you have opportunities to grow in your faith, you can do that from anywhere at any time. So I encourage you, keep learning, keep moving forward. And hopefully very soon, we'll see you right back here at Allen D. Nease High School and in this stadium over here where we have so many good times on Friday nights. So I look forward to seeing you all real soon. Have a wonderful Tuesday, And if you're interested in going on the retreat Thursday and Friday, there's still time. Send me an email or contact the church and we'll get you more information on that. I love you guys. Have a great day.